Welcome to the Games of a Generation PSN sale. That's a pretty big claim by the sale title. We'll see whether the games are worthy. This sale ends on the 14th of October, so make sure you pick these games up before then. Let's look at the games. The first game we're looking at is Assassin's Creed The Ezio Collection, and this game lives up to the reputation of the title of this sale, I'll tell you that now. It was released in 2016, which makes it 4 years old, but these are remasters of old PS3, Xbox 360 games, so they're older than that. It's on a 65% discount right now for a price of £13.99, which considering it includes 3 games, the whole Ezio trilogy, that's pretty cheap. Not only that, but they have enhanced graphics for the PlayStation 4, and include 2 short stories, Assassin's Creed Lineage and Embers, that flesh out Ezio's story a bit more for you. This trilogy is the quintessential Assassin's Creed gaming experience. If you like Assassin's Creed, if you've played any of them and you like them, these 3 are the best ones ever made. They cover a complete story over the 3 games following Ezio Auditore in Italy. I've played them all and they're absolutely amazing. They are hands down the most popular and the most revered and the best Assassin's Creed games I've ever played. If you like Assassin's Creed or are in any way interested in it, these are essential, you have to buy them. These are the games that catapulted the series into stardom. They really are. It's where it all began, ignore the first one, these are the ones that are the best things ever made in that series. Definitely check them out. I promise you'll thank me later. The second game we're looking at is A Way Out. It was released in 2018, so it's only 2 years old, and it's on a 65% discount for £8.74, which is pretty good. This entire game is intended and created to be played in co-op. This is a story-driven game focusing around 2 characters who break out from prison, and what happens to them while they're on the run. It's very unique because it was designed from the ground up to be played cooperatively. The levels intertwine. You're playing simultaneously but from different perspectives in different places with multiple camera angles. It's very unique and it made big waves when it was launched. And it deserves it, to be honest, as a really good story and a really unique gameplay experience from a small games company that deserves recognition for what they've managed to achieve with this game. If you play a lot of your games with a friend or with a partner, this is essential for you. It's the perfect game for 2 people to play together. You're probably not going to get another chance to play a game like this anytime soon. Take a look at it. Batman Arkham Collection is our next game. It was released in 2018, so it's 2 years old, but this is a collection of games that were made way before that, so again, they're older than that really. It's on a 67% discount right now for £16.49. That's a bit pricey for games I like to include in these lists, but it includes 3 games. It includes Batman Arkham Asylum Remastered, Batman Arkham City Remastered, and Arkham Knight. If you're a fan of Batman and you haven't played these games, this is essential. Pick them up, play them all. There's so many hours of gameplay in this, and they're such beloved games. You'll have tons and tons of fun in these, you really will. The gameplay is a third-person action fighter game, with a bit of investigation thrown in to round out the Batman theme. And you have a ton of familiar Bat tech and gadgets to play with in the game as well, especially in the later ones where you get to drive the Batmobile and other such things. The later games are open world as well, so if you're looking for a superhero open world game, kinda like Spider-Man, then the later ones of this pretty much tick those boxes as well. All in all, for fans of DC or Batman, or superhero games in general, this is an essential trilogy, it really is, and it's at a decent price. I don't see it getting much cheaper than that. Definitely pick it up if you're interested. It'll keep you busy for weeks. Next up is an indie game from a Spanish studio, Blasphemous. It was released in 2019, so it's only a year old. It's on a 60% discount for £7.99, which isn't bad at all. It's a Metroidvania style game with a 16-bit graphic style, and I have to say the graphics are gorgeous. They really are beautiful. They are really talented at what they've done with the 16-bit look of the game. In this game you play the last member of the Silent Sorrow, reborn to avenge them. There are multiple endings based on optional dungeons that are in the game, so you have a lot of different endings based on what you do or don't complete out of the optional dungeons, which lends an air of replayability to this game to see what the different endings could be. This game looks awesome, I have to say. For anyone that's a fan of Castlevania, or Metroid, or any of the other Metroidvania-inspired games, oof, you have to buy this, you really do. For anyone else that wanted to get into this genre but wasn't sure where to start, this is a good option for you. Take a look at it, it might just be something you'll enjoy. Borderlands Game of the Year Edition is the next game. It was released in 2019, so it's 1 year old, but again it's a remaster of an old PS3 Xbox 360 game, so it's really older than that. It's on a 67% discount for £8.24, which isn't bad, especially considering it includes all of the DLC packs. For anyone that doesn't know what this game is, which you really should do, it's amazing. It's a looter shooter, so it's a first-person shooter where you get to loot loads of different weapons with different stats, kind of like in an RPG where you get like a +4 grenade launcher, +5 sniper rifle, that sort of thing. Which makes it really addicting because you're always looking for better weapons and you're like, oh look, I got a better sniper rifle, I got a better pistol. It's a lot of fun, it really is. The whole game is based around offline and online, up to 4-player co-op as well, so it's a great game to play with friends. It's got a really cool theme to it as well. It's sort of like Mad Max, but in space. And it's got a lot of comedy to it. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of laugh out loud moments and funny characters to experience. If you like shooters with light RPG elements, then you'll love this, you really will. And especially if you've got friends to play it with, you could all have a great time with this, you really could. Especially considering you can play it offline. If you've got brothers, sisters, or you live in a house with other people, you'll all have a blast playing this, and it's something you can all play together, rather than having to hog the PlayStation to yourself. Take a look at it. If you love this, you'll end up getting sucked into a whole franchise of games based on this. You really will. Okay, next up is Cities Skylines Premier Edition 2. Now be careful with this game because there's a lot of versions on sale, and this is definitely the one you should pick up, not the other two. This was released in 2019, so it's only a year old. It's on a 75% discount right now for £13.74, which is a really good price, especially considering it includes £32.99 worth of DLC. Yeah, you heard me right, the DLC is worth nearly triple what they're asking for the bundle. This game is basically a city building simulator. Back in the old days, SimCity was the king. Now SimCity sucks, it really does. This is the game you should play instead. Definitely don't pick up any modern SimCity games, pick up this instead. The DLC included in this is pretty significant as well. It includes the Green Cities add-on, which allows you to build Earth-friendly towns. The Park Life add-on, which allows you to build parks, obviously, but it also includes 5 new maps as well. The Industries add-on, which allows for supply chains for the resources in the game, and allows you to build unique factories. Plus it includes 3 additional radio stations as well. Now I did say there were other versions of this game. There's a Mayor Edition, which includes everything, but the price difference between that and this is the same as buying the second DLC Season Pass on top of this. So if you want everything, buy the Mayor Edition, but if you don't want everything, the Mayor Edition really isn't a good value because you can just buy the second Season Pass on sale at some point, and it added up to the same cost. This is by far the best value version to buy right now. I love simulation games, and as far as simulations go, this is really your only option, so if you're interested in any way by what I've said, then buy this game. This is an awesome game that you will literally pour hours and hours into and have so much fun. Take a look at it, even if you've never played something like this before, you just might love it, you really might. And I'm sorry for the amount of your life you're going to lose to this game, because it's that good, it really is. Dragon Age Inquisition Game of the Year Edition is up next. It was released in 2015, so it's 5 years old, and it's on a 75% discount right now for £6.24, which is ridiculously cheap. This game is from one of my favourite game franchises, and it includes a ton of DLC as well, at a ridiculously low price. You know what that means? That's right, it's my star buy for this sale. Dragon Age 1 was hands down the best RPG I've ever played in my life. I loved it so much. And the second game was such a steaming pile of junk. It was awful. Never play the second one, but definitely go back and play the original. Especially with all of the DLC added in, there's a ton of fun to be had with that game, there really is. You could literally burn weeks of your life playing that amazing game and you won't regret any second of it. Luckily, when they made Dragon Age Inquisition, it was back on form. Now don't get me wrong, it's still not as good as the first game. The first game had a unique story for every type of character you played. So if you played a dwarf, you got to start in a different place with a different story than if you played as an elf. And if you played as a city elf, you got a different story than as a wood elf. It was amazing. It had a ton of different stories to play for all of the different races. And it had different endings depending on your choices made throughout the story and who you had and what decisions you made with them. This game isn't quite as complex as that, which is quite a shame. And the battle system isn't as good either. But given all that, it is still a really good RPG with a lot of content and was a ton of fun to play. If you haven't played the first one, you will love this one, especially considering you're not comparing it to the first one. If you played the first one, hated the second one, and were like, I'm out, I'm not playing this again, give this one a go. It really is good, and you'll definitely enjoy playing it. It's a really good price, it's got a lot of DLC content thrown in, and it's from a franchise that I really love. Apart from the second one. Don't miss out, check it out, consider it, it's amazing, you'll love it. Dragon Ball FighterZ is our next game. It was released in 2018, so it's only 2 years old. It's got an 80% discount right now, making it £9.59, which isn't bad. This game is a fighting game, much like Tekken and the like, but it has an extensive story mode, including a new story based around Android 21, which was specifically designed for this game, so it doesn't rehash the old anime stories. On top of the story mode, it comes with all the usual online multiplayer modes as well. Plus it comes with a 3v3 tag mode, which is a nice addition since some fighting games stick to tag modes exclusively or stick without them exclusively, so it's nice to see both modes included in this game. All in all, there's not much to say really. If you're a Dragon Ball fan, this is the best fighting game around, hands down. You're not going to get better than this, so pick it up at that price. If not, then you may want to check out the Big in Japan sale in my other video, because there are a ton of high quality fighters in there, so if you're not fussed on Dragon Ball, you have so many options right now in these two sales, but you need to act quick because the Big in Japan sale is finishing quickly. Oh look, another fighter. Injustice Gods Among Us Ultimate Edition is next. It was released in 2013, so it's 7 years old, which is pretty old, but it's on an 84% discount right now for a price of £7.99, which is quite good. The Ultimate Edition includes 6 additional characters, 30 skins, and 60 Star Lab missions, so that's quite a lot of content compared to some of the games that only throw in a few extra characters in their Deluxe Edition. If you're a fan of DC superheroes, then this is basically the best fighting game you're going to be able to buy right now at this price. But again, like I said with Dragon Ball, if you're not bothered about the theme of DC superheroes but you're a fighter fan, check out the Big in Japan sale before it finishes on the 7th, because there are so many amazing fighting game series on sale in that you really should check that out as well before committing to a purchase. Especially if you're a fan of Marvel over DC, because Marvel vs Capcom is on sale as well. So check out my video of the Big in Japan sale for more details on that. Lego Marvel Superheroes is our next game. It was released in 2013, so it's 7 years old, but it's on a 75% discount right now for a price of £8.74. Which as far as LEGO games go is pretty cheap, and it's got tons of Marvel superheroes in it, so if you've got a kid or a partner that you like playing games with, or you just love LEGO games, this is a lot of fun for adults and kids alike, especially considering it's got offline co-op, so if you've got someone to play it with, you could have a lot of fun with this game. It's a good option if that's the sort of game you're looking for. Next up is a legendary franchise, Metal Gear Solid 5 The Definitive Experience. It was released in 2016, so it's 4 years old, and it's on an 80% sale right now for £3.19, which is dirt cheap. Now you need to be very careful with this, because right now, Metal Gear Solid Ground Zero and the Phantom Pain are both on sale individually, but this definitive edition is cheaper than the Phantom Pain on sale, and also includes the Prologue Ground Zero game. So it's a no-brainer. If you want a Metal Gear Solid game, make sure you pick up this edition, not the other two. I shouldn't have to explain what this series is, but it's an action stealth series that's been around forever, and is legendary beyond belief. This bundle also includes 36 DLC items, including 2 extra missions, extra weapons, and item customizations. So if you're a fan of Metal Gear in the olden days and you haven't played the newest one, or you've never played them and you want to play one to see what they're like, this is the perfect opportunity for you because it's such a low price. It includes 2 games for one, even if the first one's just a short prologue game, and it includes a ton of DLC. This is the best version of Metal Gear Solid 5 you can get your hands on, and it's so cheap. Take a look at it. Get on your bikes, Ride 3 Gold Edition is next. It was released in 2018, which makes it 2 years old, and it's on an 85% discount right now for £11.24. Now, I have to say that this includes £37.97 worth of DLC. Yeah, let that sink in. That's nearly 4 times the price of the game worth of DLC included on top of the game. This DLC includes 65 extra bikes and 135 events, and more on top of that. That's ludicrous amounts of DLC. If you love racing games, especially bike racing games, you've got no better option right now than this. This is an amazingly good deal at that price. It's crazy good. It really is. You should just pick it up right now if you like motorbike racing games. And if you like racing games but not particularly interested in motorbikes, then take a look at it, because if you've ever been interested, you're not going to get a much better deal than this right about now. This is an awesome option, it really is. Sniper Elite 4 Digital Deluxe Edition is up next. It was released in 2017, which makes it 3 years old, and it's on an 85% discount for £10.49 price, which is really good considering the DLC that's included. It comes with £28.99 worth of DLC. That's crazy. The DLC is worth triple what the game is asking, and it includes the game as well. This is from probably the best sniper series available for over a decade. They're all set in World War II, but this particular one is set in Italy, and you fight alongside the Italian resistance to help them fight back against the Germans. It includes co-op in the campaign and a dedicated 4-player co-op mode as well, but it also has 12-player online multiplayer. So there's a lot of different game modes included in this. If you like sniper games, or World War II games, or third-person action games, I can't recommend this highly enough. This is amazing, and I've been really looking forward to getting into these games myself. I've been looking for them in the sales to pick them up, and this is the sort of time where you should be picking them up, but this price is not going to get much better, and it includes so much DLC, it's really worth it. Next up is Strange Brigade Deluxe Edition. It was released in 2018, so it's 2 years old, and it's on an 85% discount right now for £9.74, which is pretty decent, especially considering, again, it includes a ton of DLC. This has £32.28 worth of DLC. Again, that's more than triple the price of the game on sale, and it includes the game as well. That's an absolutely nuts amount of DLC to include in this bundle at this price. The DLC includes new campaign, characters, weapons, and items. There's so much content included in that DLC, it's well worth it. For those of you that don't know much about the game, it's a 4-player co-op adventure game, basically like Left 4 Dead, but you're adventuring through tombs and trap-filled areas, and you have to work together to make it through. It's an awesome game, especially if you have friends to play it with. It's a really good co-op experience, a really polished fun game, with a cool theme, set in ancient Egypt, with mummies and tombs, and that sort of stuff. Definitely worth looking at, definitely worth checking out. Take a look at it, you might just love it if you pick it up. And the final game we're looking at in this sale is Tekken 7 Ultimate Edition. It was released in 2018, so it's 2 years old, but it's on an 80% discount right now for a price of $14.99. Now be careful because the normal version's on sale as well, and this version is definitely worth buying over that, so make sure you pick up the right edition. The reason I'm including this, even though it's at the high end of the prices I usually include in these lists, is that it includes over £45 worth of DLC. Yeah, that's right, £45 worth. Again, that's like triple the price of the game on sale, and it includes the game as well, so it's a no-brainer for anyone interested in Tekken really. Now the DLC in this game isn't as good as some of the other games, because it only includes 6 additional characters and new game mode, but it does include a load of cosmetics, including hundreds of character costumes, and more cosmetics as well. So I wouldn't say it's a substantial inclusion of DLC, but it is a high value inclusion of DLC, so it's worth the extra bit of money. If you're a fan of Tekken but you don't own the newest version, and you've been wanting to pick it up, this is a really good option for you. If you want to fight up, you're not a fan of Tekken, this sale and the Big in Japan sale have a ton of fighters in them, so check them both out because you are spoiled for choice right now, you really are. But the Big in Japan sale again ends on the 7th, so get over there and check that out quick. Because there are so many fighters to pick from, it'll take you a while, and I don't want you to miss out on a good deal. Either way, there's a ton of good fighters on sale right now, and you'll have so much fun and value for money whichever one you pick up. And that was all of the games I have for you for the Games of a Generation PSN sale. What did you think of the games I picked? Did I miss out on some games I should have chosen? Should I have picked something else as my star buy? Throw all your complaints in the comments and we'll argue about it later. But more importantly, I hope you guys found some games that you like, and you have a lot of fun with them. And even better than that, I hope you guys saved a lot of money as well. Okay, I'll see you guys in the next video.